Sup, Meat Riders, it's your girl Janice. So I recently watched Descendants 4, also known as Descendants Rise of Red. I didn't think they'd make another movie after the third Descendants, but here we are. I don't know how else to pad this intro out, so let's just get into it. We start off with Uma giving an exposition dump of the first three movies and explaining that the main characters of the original trilogy couldn't be here because they're off to distant kingdoms to form alliances. And already I have a nitpick. I think it would have been more fun and interesting if they had Jay and Evie go their own ways. Like, of course, Mal and Ben being the new monarchs, despite both of Ben's parents being alive and perfectly well, can go off forming alliances and stuff. But I feel like Jay and Evie should have and would have had their own passions and dreams to pursue. Like, it could have been that Evie married Doug and started a fashion and beauty line or something, and Jay would go off and find his own thing to do. I don't know, I haven't really paid much attention to Jay throughout these movies. I just feel it would have given more individuality to the characters to not have them attached at the hip along with Mal and Ben, especially since the characters are adults now. So Mal and Ben have left Uma in charge of the school, even though Fairy Godmother is still here and would have been a much better fit for being in charge, especially since I'm pretty sure she's the principal anyways, but whatever, nepotism rules. Uma declares that she will be extending the decree that kids of all kingdoms will be welcome to attend Auradon Prep to include Wonderland. Fairy Godmother expresses reservations to this, to which Uma answers,
"It's what Carlos would have wanted."
And this is a sweet moment, but I really hope this franchise moving forward isn't going to try to milk Cameron Boyce's death every chance it gets. The invitation is sent, and this is where we meet one of our main characters, Princess Red. This is also where we get the first song of the movie. I liked how the verses of the song sounded. They felt like they were building up to a really good chorus, but then the chorus came around and it was really disappointing. During this song sequence, Red is starting mischief by being out past curfew, vandalizing her mom's posters, and getting chased by the guards. She gets saved by a claw coming out of nowhere, and this is where we meet who I assume is the son of the Mad Hatter, Maddox. Now Maddox has created the MacGuffin of our plot, a pocket watch time machine. Maddox tells Red that he'll give it to her when she's more mature, but she pickpockets the watch from him before he sends her off to her room so he doesn't get caught harboring a fugitive. Now we cut to the introduction of the other main character, Chloe, sword fighting with her dad, Charming, after which her mom Cinderella shows up. And of course, obligatory mention that the actors for Cinderella and Charming are Brandy and Paulo, who played Cinderella and Charming in Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella in 1997. It's a nice Easter egg casting, but I gotta ask, why did they give Cinderella blue hair? Brandy's Cinderella didn't have blue hair, animated Cinderella didn't have blue hair, so why did they go for blue hair now? I mean, it doesn't look bad, but why'd they do it in the first place? Anyways, Cinderella and Charming start doing a little slow dance while singing their own rendition of So This Is Love, and I have to say, Brandy sounds so good in this song and Paulo's voice complements hers so well. Cinderella gifts Chloe this ugly-ass pair of glass sneakers because
You're such a good person.
back in Wonderland, the Queen of Hearts is about to punish the head guard for failing to protect her posters from being vandalized, and she tells Red to declare the punishment. Although they probably would have been able to catch her if they didn't stop for a dance break every 10 seconds during her song. Red can't do it, so the Queen of Hearts gives this speech about how she used to be like Red, wanting to be loved by everyone until she matured, saying,
"It's better to be feared than loved."
which is what the Red Queen said in the 2010 live-action Alice in Wonderland movie. I don't know if this was on purpose. And at this part, I was almost expecting her to start singing Evil Like Me. Red is about to give a real punishment, but Red's invitation to Auradon Prep arrives, and to Red's surprise, the Queen lets her go. Cut to Cinderella and Chloe getting into their carriage to go to Auradon Prep's orientation, which Charming can't join them because he's going to see Chad's turning game. Here I have to wonder why they decided to use Cinderella and Charming again for the new character, since they already had Chad in the original trilogy. I mean, they haven't even used up the iconic Disneyland characters yet, and the movie would have been the same if they swapped them out for different characters. So why didn't they just use someone that we haven't seen yet? Better yet, why didn't they use Alice? I'm pretty sure Wicked World isn't canon since they already retconned Freddy's entire existence, so there shouldn't be a problem in retconning the backstory of Alice's kid, but whatever. I'm glad they at least acknowledged Chad and didn't try to pretend that he doesn't exist. And before anyone starts questioning how this black woman and this Asian man had a white baby, these were Charming's parents in the 1997 movie. So basic genetics clearly don't run in this family. But I do gotta wonder how these two raised this.
If you could knock all my homework out along with yours, then maybe we could get together sometime. Not bad.
You should put me on the team.
Hey, what? What? No. We'll be the laughing stock of the league. And what's going to happen next? We'll have girls playing tourney? Come on, guys. Before you do whatever you're going to do, I was wondering if maybe you wanted a loyal boyfriend by your side, huh? Partner in crime? Sidekick? Or maybe just a lackey to do your bidding, change tires, or smoothie runs, huh?
You can be useful.
Yeah?
Fine, stand behind me.
And cut back to the Queen of Hearts driving Red to Auradon in a Jeep. So two things. One, why are they driving in a janky Jeep? I thought the Queen of Hearts would be more bougie than that. And two, why is the Queen even driving at all? Shouldn't they have a chauffeur? I feel like something such as driving would be beneath her. Anyways, this is also where we get the next song, Love Ain't It, which is basically Queen of Hearts' Evil Like Me. It was okay for the most part, but I really don't like the part the ensemble chorus sang. Queen of Hearts and Red make it to the school at the same time as Cinderella and Chloe. And this is where we find out that the Queen of Hearts' real name is...
Bridget.
Bridget? Really? I mean, even if they weren't going to use Elizabeth, I think they could have come up with something more haughty than Bridget. The song continues, and Cinderella gives Chloe some lore about a prank that was played on Bridget and how it changed her. And here is where I started thinking, oh, there's gonna be a twist that Cinderella played a prank on Bridget and it got out of hand. Bridget also has a costume change between scenes here for some reason, and it isn't just for the song because she stays in this outfit for the rest of the scene. So I wonder why they didn't have her in this outfit from the time they were in the Jeep. I also want to mention real quick that Bridget shows Red their possible future through a magic looking glass, and in the vision, Red is wearing this gorgeous dress. She looks so good, and I wish we got a better shot of this dress. It's so gorgeous. The song also goes on a bit too long. Uma comes in, and after doing a short performance of her theme song from the second movie, she welcomes Red into Auradon Prep. This is where Bridget decides to stage a coup and uses her magic cards to summon an army where she traps everyone. Cinderella tries to talk sense into Bridget.
It was a stupid prank.
And this is where I was really sure that Cinderella was the one who pranked her. Bridget gets Red to charge Cinderella with treason and sentence her to a beheading. Chloe starts to draw her sword, but in a very awkwardly edited shot, Red tries to stop her, and they end up accidentally pressing the stopwatch and going back in time to the origins of Auradon Prep. And this is where we meet young Ella and young Bridget. And I absolutely love Bridget's design. It is the best design in the franchise. I need this in my closet right now. But I guess what happened to Bridget was so traumatizing, it made her change races.
I've got the perfect thing to make you feel better.
You're such a disappointment.
And nationalities. We also meet the young villains, Hades, Maleficent, Hook, and for some reason the son of Morgana Le Fay, Morgie. They also for some reason made up a younger sister for Ursula, Uliana, who is the leader of this group. Wait a second, Ursula already has a younger sister. What was wrong with Morgana? They could use a villain from an obscure live-action movie from 2010, but they couldn't use a direct-to-DVD sequel exclusive character? I've never even heard of The Sorcerer's Apprentice. And what was even the point of giving Ursula a made-up younger sister? This could have easily been Ursula. What was the point of this? Uliana steals the magic feathers off of Bridget's cupcakes, and despite Bridget warning her from eating too many feathers at once, she does so anyways, and ends up turning into a flamingo. She chases Bridget throughout the school and ends up falling into a fountain. Humiliated, she swears revenge on Bridget, and Red and Chloe assume that Uliana is the one who did, or is going to do, the prank on Bridget, so they plan to stop her. In the next scene, Castle Coming is brought up, and it's hyped up throughout the movie as a big event, which is where the prank will take place. Chloe and Red decide to visit Ella at her house to see if she can tell them about Uliana.
This is where Cinderella grew up?
I hope not.
How do you not know your own mother's backstory? Not too long ago you said,
I love history, don't you?
there's no way your mom's story didn't become a huge part of history, so there's no way you shouldn't know. Ella tells them that they have to help with chores if they come in, so they mop the floors as Ella tells them about how Uliana feels like she has to live up to Ursula's reputation of being a huge bully. Red asks where they can find Uliana, and Ella tells her that Uliana usually hangs out in the Black Lagoon, after which Chloe accidentally knocks over a vase, breaking it. Lady Tremaine gets mad and grounds Ella.
Sorry doesn't buy me a new vase.
Now does it?
She pronounces vase like that? She really is evil. Chloe tries to apologize, but Ella gets mad and basically kicks Chloe and Red out. Chloe and Red go to the Black Lagoon to follow Uliana and her crew to try to find out what prank they're going to pull on Bridget, and we get another song from Uliana. The song sucks ass, but we find out through a magic slideshow that Uliana is going to use a magic cookbook to feed Bridget a poison cupcake that will turn her into a goblin creature. That rhythm physically hurt me. Great, we found out what the prank is gonna be. I can't wait to see how Chloe and Red will stop Uliana. I'm sure we have enough time for the plot to unfold in a timely fashion. 20 minutes?! What have we been doing all this time? Red and Chloe think that Bridget might know where the cookbook is, so they visit her in her dorm. Bridget tells them that she's working on a dance she's going to perform at Castle Coming. Red notices the looking glass on Bridget's shelf. Bridget refuses to look inside because she doesn't want to spoil the future, and she's sure that whatever the future is will be wonderful. Red asks Bridget if she could help them find the sorcerer's cookbook. While Bridget looks on her own shelf of cookbooks to see if she has it, Red and Chloe look inside the looking glass.
Where's Cinderella?
Why?
No.
Are you looking for these?
What have you done?
Not so funny now, am I?
No. What? No. No. No.
Oh my gosh. Bridget doesn't have the book, but she mentions that Merlin keeps banned cookbooks locked in his office, so Red pitches the idea that they should break into the office and steal the book before Uliana can get it. Chloe doesn't want to steal, and she and Red get into an argument.
You're such a goody-goody.
I'd rather be a goody-goody than a bad person.
You sound like your mom.
Thank you. And how'd that work out for her?
Ooh, that's a low blow. Red and Chloe have a third act breakup, but it doesn't last long because we only got 15 minutes left in the movie now. So after a pep song from Ella about doing the wrong thing for the right reason, Chloe decides to help Red steal the book. They break into the office, and after a while of dodging enchanted swords and metal owls and armor as part of Merlin's security system, they're free to take the book. But little did they know, they were being watched by Uliana and her gang. Uliana grabs the book, but as it's enchanted to protect from troublemakers, Uliana and her crew are frozen in place when they try to open the book. Red and Chloe escape with the book before Merlin comes into the office and gives Uliana and her friends years' worth of detention.
The VKs are gonna be in detention forever.
They're not VKs. They're just Vs. Red and Chloe decide that since they have the book and the villains are gonna be in detention, the prank won't be played, Bridget won't turn evil, and they can go home now. They're sent back to the moment before Bridget calls for the coup, and it's time for the moment of truth.
Mom, what are you doing?
Why, playing my favorite game. Hearts!
They sing a sappy song about love and togetherness, and the movie's over. But of course the conclusion can't end there.
Oh, what a sweet, happy ending. Everybody got what they wanted. But getting what you want can be dangerous, especially when you mess with the fabric of time. You didn't think that was the end of the story, did you?
So since Bridget's good now after the villains get detention, I guess this debunks my prediction that Ella turned out to be the one who pranked Bridget. But the thing is, the cookbook was enchanted so that bad people couldn't use it anyways, so Uliana shouldn't have been able to do the prank anyways in the original timeline. So maybe in the sequel it will be revealed that it was Ella the whole time. Okay, so as I was writing that part of the script, the realization came to me that Chloe also got Ella grounded, and therefore Ella wasn't able to go to Castle Coming either. So maybe that's what stopped Bridget from being pranked if Ella really was the one who did it. But Castle Coming is where Ella and Charming fell in love, so if Ella doesn't go to Castle Coming, Ella and Charming probably wouldn't have fallen in love, and therefore Chloe and also Chad would cease to exist. Maybe the danger of messing with the fabric of time here is that Chloe would start slowly fading away since Ella and Charming didn't get together. Did I just predict the plot of the second movie? Well, if I got a nickel for every Disney movie I watched about Wonderland whose plot centered around time travel to stop a traumatic event from happening to the Queen of Hearts to prevent her from becoming Wonderland's biggest jackass, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. This was kind of a nothing movie with too much time being taken up by the exposition and the climax being so rushed it felt like there wasn't really one. They didn't even go to the Castle Coming that was so hyped up throughout the whole movie. This movie felt like a part 1 rather than a full movie on its own. I know there's gonna be a sequel, but even in a planned franchise, the movie shouldn't feel like the scripts were unfinished. The original trilogy pulled it off fine, and so should this movie have. Maybe the sequel will be better, I won't hold my breath. Thank you all so much for watching, and with that, I'll see you soon.